this is Prashant with Sankari Realty, and today we are going to look at what's happening in the King County housing market in August 2026, and more importantly, what it means for you as a buyer or seller. When it comes to the King County housing market, two things can be true at the same time. Yes, the housing market has slowed down, but that does not necessarily mean it is a bad time for everyone. There is uncertainty around tech sector layoffs, interest rates, global conflicts, and immigration. All of these factors affect buyer confidence, especially here in the greater Seattle area, where the local economy is closely connected to the tech industry. The more important question is, what does this market actually mean for you as a buyer or seller? Begin with prices. Here is the median price per square feet chart for King County as a whole. We can see that at the King County level, from the April 2025 peak to June 2026, the median price per square feet has declined by 8%. This has been closer to 10% for most of East Side cities like Redmond, Bellevue, Kirkland, and Sammamish. A house that may have sold for $1 million last year could be worth closer to $900K today, assuming the property and market conditions are otherwise comparable. Some neighborhoods may have experienced a larger adjustment, while others may have held up better. The second important measurement is inventory. One metric I watch is called months supply pending. It compares the number of homes currently available with the number of homes recently going under contract. In simple terms, it estimates how long it would take the market to absorb all the current inventory if homes continued going pending at the same pace as today. Here is the months supply pending chart for all of King County. The exact number matters, but the trend matters even more. Inventory normally rises during the spring and summer months and declines towards the end of the year. But this year, month supply pending has reached one of its highest levels in approximately a decade by June 2026. That tells us buyers have more choices, homes are taking longer to sell, and the sellers are competing more heavily for buyer attention. So what does that mean for buyers? The first group that may benefit from the current market is the first-time home buyers. If buying makes sense for your finances and your life situation, this market gives you something buyers did not always have during the extremely competitive years: time. You may be able to visit a home more than once, compare several options, and make more thoughtful decisions. You're also less likely to face 5 or 10 offers immediately during the first weekend after listing. However, that does not mean you should expect plenty of time or assume that you can negotiate significantly below the list price on every single home. Some homes are priced correctly from the beginning and appeal to a broad range of buyers. Those homes can and still do attract strong interest and sell within 1 or 2 weekends, sometimes at or above list price even. Overall though, buyers generally have more choices, more time, and more negotiating leverage. The second group that may benefit from the current market is the move up buyer. Suppose that last year your current home was worth $1 million and the larger home you wanted to purchase was worth $2 million. In a softer market, the numbers may actually work in your favor. Using a simplified 10% downward adjustment, your current home may have declined by approximately $100K from $1 million to $900K, but the home you want to purchase may have declined by approximately $200K from $2 million to $1.8 million. So, although you may receive less for the home you are selling, you could save more on the higher priced home you are purchasing. The gap between the two properties may actually move in your favor. That is why a softer market can sometimes be an excellent environment for someone moving from a lower priced home into a more expensive one. The third group that may benefit from the current market is investors, especially the ones who can comfortably handle today's interest rate and cash flow requirements. Higher borrowing costs have reduced the number of investors who can purchase comfortably today. Some properties may initially produce negative or limited cash flow unless the buyer provides a larger than normal down payment, but that reduced competition can create opportunities for the financially prepared investors. If you have sufficient reserves, understand the carrying costs, and plan to hold the property for a longer period, you may be able to negotiate more effectively than you could during the highly competitive market years. You should not purchase solely because you expect interest rates to fall. For a neighborhood-specific analysis or a personalized buying strategy based on your budget and goals, reach out to me. King County shows the overall trend, but the best opportunities and the right approach can vary significantly by neighborhood, property type, and price point. and most importantly, your needs, priorities, and the trade-offs you are willing to make. Now, let us look at the seller side. It is fair to say that this is a more challenging market for sellers compared with previous years. For a long time, sellers in King County and the greater Seattle area became accustomed to reasonably prepared homes selling during the first or second weekend, often with multiple offers. That has not been the normal experience during much of the past 12 to 18 months. But challenging does not mean unsellable. There are three important things sellers need to understand. First, prices are not necessarily the same as they were 1 or 2 years ago. If an almost identical home sold for $1 million last year, it does not automatically mean your home is worth $1 million today. Depending on the neighborhood, property type, and condition, its current value might be closer to $900K. That is why sellers need a realistic current market valuation rather than choosing a price based on an older sale, the amount invested in the property, or simply the amount they hope to receive from the sale. A good real estate agent like us can explain the current market data clearly, show you a realistic range. If the current market value does not meet your financial needs, it may be better to reconsider your timing rather than list at an unrealistic price and take on months of additional holding cost while the home sits on the market. Second, sellers need to adjust their expectations regarding time. A home selling in 1 or 2 weekends used to be the common scenario in an extremely strong seller's market. In today's more balanced environment, the timeline should not automatically be expected to be the same. 3 or 4 weeks may be reasonable marketing period. Some homes will sell faster, while others will take longer. Sellers should be financially and emotionally prepared for the carrying costs during that period. They should also be ready to respond to market feedback. If the home is receiving showings but no offers, or if competing listings are reducing their price, a price adjustment may be necessary. The key is recognizing that feedback early and instead of waiting several months to react, acting quickly. The third point is that the difference between highly desirable homes and homes with some compromises become much larger in a slower market. Median price per square feet is called median because it's only a midpoint. Some homes sell above the median, some sell below it. In a rapidly appreciating market, that spread might be relatively compressed because the buyers have fewer choices and are willing to overlook more imperfections in listings they see. In a slower market with more inventory, buyers become much more selective. A home with the layout, condition, location, and features most buyers want may still sell quickly and at a premium. But a home with significant compromises may require a much larger discount to sell. For example, a home may have unavoidable road noise, an awkward layout, too few bathrooms for its size, or a backyard that does not meet typical buyer expectations. You cannot always eliminate those disadvantages. What you can do is recognize them honestly and price the home accordingly. A factor that might have required a small discount during a strong seller market could require a larger discount today because the buyers have more alternatives. This is also why preparation matters so much more today. When buyers have more choices, your home needs to stand out. That may mean repairing old defects and refreshing dated finishes, improving paint and lighting, staging the property properly, and investing in professional photography and videos. Not every renovation will produce 2 to 3 times the cost in additional sale price. In a declining or uncertain market, preparation should sometimes be viewed as an insurance rather than simply a price multiplier. You might spend $10,000 improving a kitchen and the market could move while the work is being completed. But that improvement may still prevent the property from sitting in market, requiring repeated price cuts, or becoming viewed as a stale listing. The improvement may not only increase the value, it may also likely protect marketability of the house. Here is the most important message to sellers. I am not worried about whether a properly positioned home will sell. Within the greater Seattle region, a home that is prepared correctly, presented professionally, and priced realistically can sell in any market. That means completing the right improvements, marketing the home well, and pricing it honestly based on both its strengths and disadvantages. You should not be afraid that your home will not sell. You should be prepared for the market conditions, understand the probable price range, and follow a strategy designed for today, not for the market we had 1 or 2 years ago. King County provides the broader trend, but real estate is ultimately very local. The right strategy depends on your neighborhood, your home, and your goals. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next market update.